What's up, everybody? We're back again. It's the Dadbod Golf Pod, episode 87. It's Friendship Friday, our favorite day of the week. You know why? Because the weekend is here and we're ready to play some golf. It's Kyle, Ben, Nate, and our special guest, Mr. Andrew Kozan, fresh off. I still don't know how to say this. Getting through Q-School, or like what do you call it? What do you
when
call
somebody
it?
says when somebody says what happened to you this weekend, what do you tell them?
Survival.
I survived.
Yeah, you survived. Exactly.
Made it out alive.
Escaped Q-School.
All good words. All good words.
Exactly. We're proud members of the Believe Podcast Network, the #1 podcast network for professionals, and we are ready to rock and roll on this Friday and talk even more about Q-School because we got a guy who almost won the damn thing, and he's here to tell us all about Q-School, all about the upcoming season, and we're just excited to have you, Andrew. So welcome.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Thanks for having me. Really appreciate it.
Absolutely. So Andrew played. You're from South Florida, or is that right?
Yeah, West Palm, Florida. West Palm Beach.
West Palm, terrible golf down there is what I understand.
Yep.
Yeah, weather's bad. No good
golfers coming from there. Yeah.
Do you get to play? I mean, you play pretty much year round in West Palm Beach, right?
Oh yeah. Well, we're up in Birmingham now, but it's about as cold as weather we'll ever get in Florida. About 60 degrees, so pretty fortunate down there.
You guys bring out the parkas when it hits 60 in Florida?
Yeah, no kidding. You're not lying. It feels like it.
That's awesome. Andrew, you like to throw down bets every now and then? Online, like bet on sports, bet on golf.
Careful,
like
he's professional.
I cannot confirm nor deny.
There you go. Hey, well, if you don't want to confirm, you don't have to. You can check out Betonline.ag. They have a brand new desktop and mobile website. You can sign up today and receive a 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Just use our promo code BLEAV50 BLEAV 50 to receive your bonus. Basketball. Baseball's over, so football, NHL, boxing, golf, tons of golf stuff. We give out terrible picks every now and then. They even have casino games. BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way to bet all your favorite sports. BetOnline, where the game starts. Andrew, so we
told you it would be an awkward transition. He went from weather to betting online.
Yeah, you got to.
If you're going to look at the forecast online, you might as well bet online.
You probably can
bet on what the temperature is in West Palm Beach right now.
Yeah, you probably can bet on it somewhere on there. But anyway, so you're from South Florida. You end up at Auburn University.
Mm-hmm.
How does that happen? There's tons of. I mean, you leave West Palm Beach and you come all the way up to Auburn. How does that happen?
Yeah, well, I had I think it was summer going into my sophomore year. So kind of got my name, I guess you could say, on the map for those bigger colleges. So that summer we took a big old road trip with my parents. We went to a bunch of SEC and ACC schools like Florida, Georgia Tech, Alabama, Auburn. Also went to Clemson, was a huge Clemson fan, loved it there. Turns out they're built by, I think the campuses were built by the same architect.
Super smart.
I loved Clemson, was a huge Clemson fan from after that visit. I was pretty sure I was going to Clemson. Like I was in the store buying all the Clemson apparel. A funny story is I was so sure I ordered like a custom Clemson yardage book with my name on it. And the shipping was like 4 to 6 weeks. So like by the time it actually came in, I was already committed to Auburn. So so we still have the Clemson one. My dad still has it sitting around the house somewhere.
That's awesome.
I loved Auburn from the second I got here. The coaches were phenomenal, real nice people. Could really tell they really cared about the program. Facilities were phenomenal as well. Top 3, top 5 in the country, in my opinion.
Nice.
So just knew it was a great way to kind of prepare for the next level of golf.
So was Clemson like a lock and then all of a sudden you went to Auburn and like you had locked in on Clemson before you ever saw Auburn, or what changed in those 46 weeks?
So Clemson was one of the first ones I visited, and I'm not sure exactly what it was. I got to hang out with some of the teammates there. The coaches were awesome. I just kind of really got like a real home vibe, similar to what you get to Auburn from the get-go. And then, so I loved it there. And then I visited Auburn like the week later. I liked it, but for some reason I just got a better vibe from Clemson. And then I know Corey and Nick showed a lot of interest in me, which was kind of made my decision switch a little bit. They started coming to pretty much every golf tournament, just showing their interest in me, which changed a lot. I felt like the Clemson coaches kind of assumed that I was going to pick them, so they kind of just backed off a little bit before the decision was made.
Got to close the deal.
Yeah, that made a huge impact.
Between that and that bookstore shipping with the yardage book, man, they gotta get that. They gotta get that tightened up.
Hey, if it was like 2 weeks shipping, you probably would have stayed.
Yeah.
It was funny though, because so Corey came down. I was at a tournament down in Palm Beach. He came down to watch, and I talked to my parents the night before the final round, and we're like, okay, well, tomorrow after the round, we're gonna talk to Corey, and we're gonna verbally commit. So of course that round happens, and then we're like, okay, well, I should at least, before I commit, at least call the Clemson coach and tell him like, hey, like, appreciate you doing this, but I'm actually going to be going to Auburn. And the joke was that I should just say, hey, coach, I want to be a Tiger, just the Auburn Tigers, like not the Clemson Tigers.
Ouch.
But I couldn't do that.
Oh man, that would have been such a
that would have been a ballsy move for a high school.
That's so savage.
I mean, goodness gracious.
That's awesome. Coach, I'm going to be a Tiger.
Just not your Tiger.
Yeah, sorry, not yours.
Just the original Tiger, not the copycat.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
Exactly. So then we actually had, I think we were coming up for a football game or a visit again, like the next week we already had planned. So my dad goes on that trip with us because he wasn't there for the first trip. It was just me and my mom. And we get there and he says, son, what the hell was wrong with you? Why the hell would you want to go to Clemson over this? This is phenomenal.
Yes.
So that kind of made me feel a lot better about the decision. So
that's awesome.
But yeah, we got good stories, man.
At least, you got the yardage book, but there was like a guy who committed to Auburn and got an Auburn tattoo and then went to Alabama. So, I mean, at least you didn't go that far. Yardage books don't last forever quite like a tattoo does.
That's true. Regret for life. That's awesome.
Or do you have a Clemson tattoo somewhere that we don't know about?
Yeah, exactly.
You could finagle a Clemson tattoo into being an Auburn with somehow. I'm sure.
Yeah, there's ways to do it.
Absolutely. So you come to Auburn. We're members at AU Club, so I'm sure we've seen each other around out there. What's the lowest round you ever shot at AU Club?
In the blues, not the whites.
But before you answer this, I'm shocked at the players that went to Auburn that say they have demons at AU Club.
I'm not a fan of AU Club, man. I can't. There's a couple holes like one. I don't like 1T. I don't like 11. 11 they moved up the OB like 2 years ago. So like if you're right in the fairway at all, it's OB. Gone.
Yeah.
So I've had so many rounds where I'm playing well and then boom, out of bounds, and then like, well, okay, now what?
Yeah,
it's like
exactly.
tough to recover from that. I like SOG. It's easy. SOG's easy. I like.
Yeah, it's easy. Yeah, it is. I feel like if you could flip flop, like if you could put the driving holes, if you put the I'm trying to think of the difficulty off the tee, off the tee from AU Club to SOG, it would be an impossible golf course because like their second shots I feel like are harder than AU Club. If you could like mix and match, it'd be diabolical. Absolutely diabolical.
Exactly.
That's awesome. So
a little ongoing joke with me and my buddies, and I'm going to get in so much trouble for this, as I say that the SOG handicaps don't travel very well.
Yeah, that's probably not the best thing.
The proof's in the pudding with the buddies that come out and play with me at RTJ. They're like, I don't get it, man. I'm like a 6 SOG. I'm like, yeah, it's a different ball game, man. I'm sorry.
That's awesome. So y'all had, you had quite a bit of success. You were on you were on the SEC championship team. Mm-hmm. And that was an awesome run into the national championship tournament, get to the semifinals, a lot of awesome experience. And then you graduate and it's like, all right, what do we do next? And it's just the only thing, you got Q-School right there. Mm-hmm. And so tell us the process, like from leaving college, getting ready for Q-School, and then we can talk about Q-School because obviously it's fresh on the mind.
Back a couple of years to that when you talked about the SEC and national championship team.
Yeah,
it was kind of tough on me. I was like the 6-7 man, so I didn't participate in any of those teams.
Right.
So I was always the guy sitting back at home. my first 2 years, I probably played half the events, most of those events as an individual, not in the starting 5. So to see the team have that great success was awesome to see as a teammate, but it was also kind of like a kick in the butt, having to sit home and watch them do it and not be able to partake in all that. But the guys are great about it, always supportive. But I'm almost thankful for it though, for kind of kept the fire lit under my butt. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Kind of kept you working hard. But we've always had such a deep team that there's every guy could qualify for the event each and every week. So yeah, fun. I never actually played in a national championship either. So the first 2 years I was just barely out. The third year was COVID, and then last year we missed by a shot, which kind of hurt a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, yeah, college experience was a lot of fun. And then going into Q-School, I felt I was really prepared just from the last couple of years here. You know, Nick and Corey did a phenomenal job just getting us ready and getting us in a competitive environment, whether it's practice or qualifying or trying to simulate those competitive tournament environments. So I felt pretty prepared going into it this summer.
Had you played the course before? Is that, or I guess, well, let's talk about, you had to start off at first stage. So first stage was, did you go to Mobile or did you go somewhere else?
I went to the Breakers West Golf Club down in West Palm, which is, lucky enough, it's my home course. We've been the members there for 6 years. So my parents on the back 9 there. So got a lucky draw there. They've had it there for the past 4 or 5 years. And we've always, ever since they started having it there, I was like, oh, sweet. Like, just got to play Q-School here. Just got to play Q-School here. So awesome. it was nice to finally have the opportunity there. Went out there and I won that stage by 2 shots. So that was really solid. A lot of momentum going into the second stage. The second stage was down at Plantation Preserve down in Fort Lauderdale area. And didn't play too well. I think I shot even par the first round. Just a lot of stupid bogeys, just kind of. And Q-School, there's so many great players. So you got to go shoot really well pretty much every day. And one poor round and you're out of it. That's the tough part about Q-School. So it's tough to have all those mental mistakes and stupid mistakes and still stay there mentally and physically and knowing you can still qualify. So I think I shot even the first round, so I was out of it a little bit. Shot a couple under the second and third round. I think I shot 66 the second or third round. So nice. I went into the final round right around the number, maybe 1 ahead of the number. And so I knew probably 2 under would get it. I think I was at 8. I thought I said I needed to get to 10. So I was like even par through 8 holes the final day. I was like, okay, well, we need to get a birdie here and there, but don't need to force anything stupid. And then the 9th hole, they tucked this pin back on a corner right next to the water. So there's water just over the green. And we just got out of like a 3-hour rain delay that day. So it was like one of our first holes back. I got like 100 yards in the fairway, like usually a simple shot. Landed it where I thought I wanted it to. And then I guess with the wet greens, it kind of like the first or 2 bounce or 2 always skid a little bit with the water. And it just barely went into the hazard long. And then it was a yellow hazard instead of a red hazard. So then I have to pretty much re-hit the shot. So I end up making double there. So I go from thinking I'm on the number 1 back to now I'm like, okay, I'm like 3 back now with 9 holes to go. Like I got to make something happen.
You got to grind. Yeah.
Yeah. So I go to my caddy, like walking the 10th tee, like I'm like mad, but I'm not mad. I'm like more like pumped up, like excited to like, okay, let's go make 4 or 5 birdies aside. And then what a story that would be. Cause I'm sitting there thinking, okay, well, we didn't make it to NCAAs by 1. I missed the cut at the Open by 1 on the last hole. And it's like, I could think of all these scenarios where I missed by 1, and which probably was not the best thing to be thinking at the time.
I was going to say, all this is going through your head.
It's all in my head. That's real. That's real.
Which is probably not the best thing to be in my head. But at the time, I was using it as fire. Like, okay, well, screw that. Like, that's not happening again. We're going to go make a bunch of birdies here. And what a story this is going to be in about 2 hours when I can say, hey, I did this and I battled back and made it. So I get to 10, had a par 5, was right next to the green, had an easy up and down, didn't convert that. So I was like, okay, well, that's a big dampen. Like, I need a bunch of birdies, and that was the easy opportunity there right out the gates. Didn't take advantage of it. So we get to, so I parred 10, parred 11, We get to 12, which is like a 210 yard par 3 over water with a tucked pin. And my caddy comes up to me, and we always gamble a bunch on the golf course. So he's like, all right, well, we'll play a game. Like, every birdie you get, I'll pay you $50. Every par you make or worse, you got to pay me $50. So I was like, okay, well, can we start that on the next hole? Because I'm looking at a 210 yard par 3 over water. So can we start that the next hole? He's like, no, too bad.
It's like pressing when you got a stroke.
Yeah.
Pressing when you got a stroke.
Yeah. So I'm like, this hole's playing like a 3.5 the whole week. Like, if I make par, I'm perfectly fine.
So you lose $50.
Yeah. Give me par. I'll pay you 50. We'll go to the next.
Yeah.
So I'm aiming like 30 feet left of the hole, like just trying to hit the green, 2-putt, get out of there. And I kind of block it a little bit. Like, I play a draw and the pin was on the right. So it starts at it and just doesn't draw. So, and then I'm like, oh my God, like, I think that's in the water. And then it somehow carries, goes to like 12 feet. I bury the hole.
Nice. Pay him. Pay him.
Pay the
After
man.
every hole.
Give me
hole.
Give me the money now. And then so that was a big momentum, just because to actually see a putt go in for the day was nice. And then so I birdied the next hole from like 150. And the next hole I had like 90 yards in, lipped out a wedge, so made birdie there. So that's 3 in a row there. Which in reality probably would have done it right there, I think. But in my head, I'm like, I need 1 or 2 more. Like, I don't know where the number's at. Haven't looked at the leaderboard yet. So then I par the next couple. We get to 17, and I got like a 65 footer. And I was like, all right, well, in my mind, like, I need at least 1 more. So me and my caddy are reading the putt. We got 65 feet, and I go to him like I'm feeling good about this one. And it just drops in from 65 feet. And then I got a couple buddies out there. They're all screaming. We're like, oh, hell yeah, this is awesome. And we get to the last hole, which is a par 5. And we're like, okay, well, I'm on the number. I'm in no matter what. Just make par, easy par 5. I went like birdie, eagle, birdie on it the first 3 days. We just need a par. That's all we need. So we get down there, hit my drive right down the fairway, but then had this bad mud ball. Last hole, like, all I need is par, and I'm just going to hit in the fairway and just get a terrible mud ball. Just my luck.
Yeah.
So we're like trying to contemplate what the shot to do is. Like, it doesn't look that bad, but turns out there was a lot more mud like sitting under it that we didn't even see. So it was a weird hole where the layup shot, if you hit it under like 200 yards or 220 yards maybe, it's like super tight, water in play, bunkers everywhere. But if you can hit it like 220 and get over all that stuff, opens it way up, like 3 times as wide. So I'm like, okay, big mud ball. I'm just going to hit 3-wood anyways. Doesn't look that bad for my eye. And it's way wider up there. Like, I don't want to hit. The last thing I need to do is have a mud ball that turns left in the water and make bogey and not make it.
Yeah.
So we convinced ourselves, all right, this is the play. We're hitting 3-wood up there. It's probably going to turn a little one way or the other, but that fairway is super wide. So we hit the shot. Turns out there was way more mud on than we saw under it. This thing squirts right like 60 yards, and I'm just sitting there watching this thing roll. There's like a single bush, like a foot wide, just one bush, and you just see the thing just trickle right into the center of it.
Oh, no.
Sitting there like, you gotta be kidding me, man. So we get up there, end up having to take it unplayable from so we got like 140 yards in, hit it to 15 feet, like barely missed it. So I get off the green, like, oh my God, like, I just bogeyed this hole. I'm going to miss it by 1 now. You look at the leaderboard. I think it was top 20 in ties. I made it. I'm like tied for 19th, and there's like 2 or 3 guys left. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to be between 19th and like 21st. I'm like sitting there, I was a little nervous, doing the math. I was looking at the phone, doing the math, trying to walk to the clubhouse. We figured out, we're like, okay, well, one of the guys that I played with was already in front of me and moved back or something like that. So like, we're like, okay, so at worst we're T20.
Yeah, you're in.
So we're in, but it didn't feel real. We're like, well, we're in. We know it's not possible to not be in, but it's not official yet. So we can't be too happy.
Yeah.
We're like waiting for every single score to come in. But yeah, I think we finished like 19th or something on the number, but that was heart wrenching, man. It was crazy. And like that.
Just telling that story, you had me nervous on 18.
I was an absolute wreck. I knew the ending.
I'm talking to you now that you just almost won the final stage, and I didn't know if you were going to make it through second stage.
I know you made the final, and I'm still nervous while you're telling me.
I was like, no, Bush, no.
So I'm sitting there. I'm like, okay, well, I won the first stage by 2, made it through the second by a shot, and that feels a whole lot better than the first stage.
Oh yeah.
But I was like, okay, now we're in. All right, new slate, and we're ready to go now. But it was for me to get through like that on the back nine with all those birdies that I was a couple back to get through. Like, I was almost thinking going to the final stage, I was like, okay, well, I've had all these times where I'm out of it, and I try to put myself in a different mindset where I need to push, and it works out. So I go into final stage. I'm like, okay, well, let's see if we can just do that from the get-go. Yeah.
Exactly.
Didn't really work out. We played the harder course the first day in finals, shot 3 over, but I had like 2 doubles in my first 6 holes or something like that. Something stupid, like a bunch of high school mistakes that you can't be making at this level, especially in Q-School at this time.
Right.
So I think we finished at 3 over on the hard course though. So I was like, okay, whatever, like 3 over is bad, but it's not terrible. Like, just put me out of it. Got the easy course the next day. So we ended up shooting. It starts raining on the back nine the second day, but kind of embraced it pretty well, me and my caddy. So I birdied 3 my last 4 to shoot 4 under.
Yes.
So like 108th to I think 22nd or something like that.
That's wild how it moved like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because you were the only guy moving in that direction. Everybody else was.
That weather was terrible.
I said it was funny. Like earlier that week, we were talking about the Bahamas tournament. We're like, what's the worst weather like that you just don't want to play in? And we're all like, under 50, a little bit of rain, a little bit of wind, or more.
That was the day.
And that was exactly what y'all played in.
Yes,
That's what y'all played in the freaking Q-School final stage.
It was one of the few days where the weather was like 10 degrees colder when we finished than when we started.
Oh
God!
We looked at the radar after, and it was like 6 or 7 degrees from like snowing. It was unbelievable. It was like 41, feels like 36 with rain. It was disgusting.
That's terrible. Go ahead.
I asked Blaine this, and before you get to the rest of your round, like obviously you guys had a break on Saturday, and it's so intriguing to me. What did you do on Saturday? You have nasty weather outside. You're not gonna hit a ball. What'd you do like all day just to kind of stay loose?
Like the weather we saw was gonna suck, but I was like, okay, well I just played well in the crap weather the day before. Go out there again in the crap weather, just kind of embrace it, and it's another great opportunity to move up the leaderboard. So we woke up, saw it was canceled. So we just sat in our beds the whole day. Watched football from about noon to about 10 o'clock at night.
Nice.
We play a little online.
Yelled at the Auburn game a little bit, maybe.
Play a little online blackjack for like 6 hours.
Oh.
Nice. Betonline.ag.
Yes.
Yeah, there it is.
That's awesome. Blaine took a nap and you were playing online blackjack. This is awesome.
Yeah.
Well, Blaine also drove an hour and a half for lunch. Before we move any further, Nate, what the hell is on top of your lip?
It's a caterpillar I found on the course today, and it's just stuck.
What is going on with you?
Yes, I was hoping
it's Movember. Mustache or whatever.
That's right.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So you got the weather day. You're all the way shut down completely on Saturday. So you got to re-pick up the momentum, and you go out Sunday and you absolutely light it up on Sunday.
Yeah, so, I'm telling you. So what the deal is there's some weird superstition with me playing blackjack and playing well the next day. It's unbelievable. So it was the night. So it all started. It was back in the beginning of June. It was the night before the U.S. Open qualifier, and it's like 9:30, 10 o'clock. Like I got to wake up early next day. It's like a 30-minute drive. So I'm up at like 5:36. So I'm like, okay, like I'm just going to go to bed like 9:30, 10, get my sleep, be ready to go tomorrow. I got a couple buddies that are over and they start playing blackjack. So they convinced me to play. And I was like, don't want to play. I need to sleep. I'm just going to lose money. End up losing like $200 or $300 and stayed up till like 12:30 at night. So I finished. I'm just like so pissed off. I'm like, okay, well, I lost my money. and I'm getting no sleep.
Yeah.
Now I got to go play 36 holes tomorrow.
Yeah.
So it's just a terrible mindset. But I go out and qualify by like 4 the next day. So now the joke is like, if I need a good round, like my buddies will just tell me to play blackjack.
Go burn 300 and
Yeah.
blackjack.
Yeah, so me and my
You
caddy-
ever,
me
if you
and
never
my
need
caddy
somebody to
put in like $50 or $60, like nothing stupid, and we lose pretty much all of it, and then it's just a grind to get it back. I think we ended up breaking even for the day, but we were busy for a long time at least.
just go
But
down early and spend the rest
we got
of the
good
day
vibes.
owner just grinding to get it back.
Yeah,
That's a great investment, man. I mean,
it's awesome.
all this stuff, like screaming at the computer the whole day. It was hilarious.
That sounds
But
awesome.
it worked. Yeah, we
That's
got the next day, play well, and then he's like, "Okay, well, I guess we're gonna go play blackjack."
Yeah, there's no doubt.
Yeah. So first event in Bahamas, just get after it. Blackjack.
Go to Atlantis and just play actual
I'll probably
blackjack.
go there a couple weeks early just to prepare on the blackjack table.
I love
Spend
that.
a few days at some resort. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's
Imagine
awesome.
watching it on TV the next day and you're like, that's the guy I played blackjack with till 2 a.m.
Yeah.
That would be fantastic.
Like,
Somebody sees that on television. They're like, that dude sat at the blackjack table for like 8 hours.
That
last
guy
night
lost
with me."
$6,000 last night.
Yeah. but
he shot 62.
But he's on
Shot
fire
62.
today.
Yeah. I'm telling you, that's what it is. If I play bad,
Like a training
back
expense.
the next round, it's unreal. It's hilarious.
That is hilarious.
What an investment. Too bad you're
Actually,
giving it to the
started-
blackjack table.
I
instead
think
of-
it started going in college. We were playing. I think we were going to Florida's event. It's like a 6-hour drive. So me and my buddy are playing in the back of the van. Like,
Yeah.
I lost like $200 going to the tournament. I'm like sitting there like, you got to be kidding me. And then I go out there and get my first win at the tournament. That's when it real starts, I guess.
That is amazing.
So yeah,
That is absolutely amazing.
the more
I
I never thought about that. Like the more I think of it, it goes way back, I guess.
It
That's
does.
awesome.
You're
It's
giving your
it's
secret
full
away
pro-
though, because if you got a little side gig going on where you're trying to take some guys at the club and the night before y'all are hanging out and you say, hey, let's get the cards out, let's play blackjack. I'm totally going, nope, I am not playing with that guy. Because
I'll tell you what.
Well,
He's
you
gonna
got to play
play-
blackjack with me to take the money from me. You just
Right.
can't
It's
play
true.
poker the next day.
I'll tell you
Many-
what, I'm going to give it a shot. I'm playing tomorrow. I'm about to run 2 hunds right through there.
I love it. I love it.
Do it. Do
I'm
it.
about to do a little deposit
That's
tonight.
phenomenal.
Run $200 of blackjack and then go play with your Sunday school buddies tomorrow. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Just rip them up.
There you go. There you go. No mercy. No mercy. All right. So you go out there Sunday, you fire a smooth 63.
Yeah. Very smooth.
That's 8 under. I think it's par
It was,
71.
7 under.
7 under.
470, yeah.
Which is unbelievable. That gets you all the way up to, I think, T2, I believe, or somewhere
I
in
think I
the.
was second when I think I was ended up being T3.
That's
during
right.
the final day.
And then, I mean, we know the key there. So you go. It was blackjack, and then you go into Sunday or Monday. Sorry, T3. You know that you're pretty much good to get through. You know you're pretty much good. You're thinking, what are you thinking right here? Like,
Yeah,
all I can think about is like, I'm trying to run the clock out, or am I trying to win? Like,
Yeah,
I don't want to get a top 2.
In that scenario, like my coach wrote always just like, okay, well, you only need one spot, just go win the damn thing. So it's like, okay, well, I got one goal and that's to win. But then in the back of your mind, you're like, okay, well, technically I'll get 8 starts if I just finish 40th. So
Yeah,
it's like not something you need to be thinking about, but you recognize that that's there.
sure.
So it's because the last thing you want to do is if you have a bad start out of the gate is get super pissed off because you're not going to win, and then you blow it, and then you get 50th and you don't get anything.
Right.
So it's going into the final round, wanting to give yourself the best opportunities you can to make a run at the leader. So just hit the fairways, hit the greens, leave yourself consistently short, middle range birdie putts. And if they drop, they drop. If they don't, take your par and get out of town.
So easy.
Yeah. So I think I was 9 under, I think 8, maybe 8 under. So
Yeah,
I was
rid of 8.
like 2, I think I was like 3 clear top 10 and a bunch clear of top 40. But it was also the easy course. So you're like, okay, I can go shoot a 72 and get lapped and get
Right.
not a whole lot. So I feel like those easy courses are always a tougher mindset because if you get off to a slow start, you could be even par through 6 and you're just getting lapped by these guys because it's final stage and everyone's just so damn good there.
Right.
So it was a tough mindset, but we got off to a good start. Made like a 25-footer on the first hole, barely missed birdie on 2, birdied 3. So that once I got that start, I was like, okay, like ball's rolling. Let's keep it going. Let's chase this guy down. And ended up getting it within 1 at one point, I think, on the front 9. And then he made a couple birdies, I think, on 7 and 9. So I think he was up like 3 up. And then on 10, he makes double, I make birdie. So then I'm tied for the lead right there.
Yeah. That's when I caught. That's when I caught it. And for like the longest time, you were, tied for the lead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So now I'm sitting there. I'm like, okay, well, unless someone behind me or in front of us is making a huge run, I'm tied for the lead now. So now it's just one-on-one match play. Let's go get it done.
Is he in your group?
He was in my group, yeah.
Okay.
So I ended up 3-putting the next hole from like 25 feet, just something stupid. And then, but birdie the next, stuck to super close on a par 3. So just down the stretch, we're just battling back and forth. We get down to, I think I saw a leaderboard after 16, and I saw there was someone in the clubhouse at 13, which is what I finished at. So 14-1, I saw there's someone in the clubhouse at 13. So I said, okay, well, we need the last 2 holes, we got to get one more, and then also beat this guy. So 17, I had maybe like an 8 or 9 footer. And the greens were on this course were already pretty soft for the week. So then we got 3 or 4 inches of rain the 2 days before. So it made them even softer. So with all the foot traffic, they got a little bumpy later in the day. So the last 5-6 holes, the 2 guys I was playing with, we were kind of joking about it, how the ball was bouncing and stuff. So I ended up missing like an 8 or 9 footer on 17, hit a good wedge on 18 to probably 8 or 9, maybe 10 feet again. He ends up making like a 15 footer, and then I barely missed mine. But, I mean, if you told me I was getting second in the beginning of the week, I'd gladly take it. I mean,
absolutely.
You play golf to put yourself in this scenario. They always say it's a successful tournament if you got a chance to win going to the back 9 the final day.
And you did.
That's what you play for, and you get the juices flowing, you get the blood flowing, you get a little nerves, you get a little amped up, ball starts going a little further, you get excited. That's the feeling we all play for. That's the one we're chasing. So it was just good to be in that scenario.
Absolutely. You want me to tell you something else that'll kind of give you something close to that feeling?
He was just talking about second place at KFT, and now
that is shopping at Swannies.co. You use coupon code DadBod -25, and you can get so close to that feeling of almost getting through Q-School.
You look like a Jedi.
No,
well,
hey
guys, won't they start paying you too if you get a big enough discount? Don't you get the clothes for free?
Yeah, exactly. That's what we're trying to do.
That's rubbing it in now.
We're
in, Andrew.
Let everybody know we're all teammates here. We're all Swannies athletes. We're all Swannies athletes. So we're trying to make it happen.
We're actually pitching. We said it with Blaine today that we're hoping that they will send us to the Bahamas to watch you guys play in that first tournament.
That would be great. That would be great. Yeah.
And then it's all 4 of us at the blackjack table.
Yeah, we're all at the blackjack table.
Just
losing your money.
Getting the juices flowing.
And I'll be the only one waking up early the next day.
No doubt.
Absolutely. Check them out. Ben's got the hoodie on. We all like polos, pullovers, hats, everything. Andrew was rocking it this Andrew was rocking it this past week. Awesome guys over there at Swannies. Show them a lot of love. We really appreciate their support, so support them too. All right, so you get through, you almost win Q-School.
You forgot to say it, Kyle. You got to pillage the sale rack.
Yeah, check out. You can even use your coupon code on the sell.
Yeah, even the sale stuff you can use.
That's what I was talking about. The last one you said, if the sale's good enough, they'll pay you to buy the shirt, right?
He was listening. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you work it right,
if you want the Andrew Kozan deal, you just got to figure out. Get that last minute closeout sale. Maybe an XXL, and you wear a medium, but they're still going to pay you.
Exactly. So you get. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think we got this right now. You get 12 starts guaranteed.
Yeah, I get the first 12 for the season.
And that's the first 3 reshuffles. Yeah. First 3 reshuffles. So you just go out there and handle business, and you should be pretty set for the year. So it's weird how there's this long break now. It's like there's all this intense like Q-School stuff, and then it's just like you got a month and a half, or really 2 months, I guess, 2.5 months of just nothing until the actual season starts down in the Bahamas. So What's your plans from now till then? And then we can talk about the schedule coming up.
It's always a tough time of the year, especially my first year in pro golf. I've only been pro for maybe 2 months, so I'm not still trying to get used to what tournaments I can play here and what time of the year they're available. So I know this time of the year, everything's kind of winding down on the mini tours and stuff. So I'm playing the RSM Monday qualifier next week up at Sea Island.
Nice.
So hopefully get through there. That'll be awesome. Maybe a couple more Mondays here and there. I haven't really looked at the PGA schedule yet. And then there's this tournament in Florida called the Big Money Classic. It doesn't do anything for status wise, but they got a decent purse and it's mid-December. So it's just something to kind of get your back into that tournament environment. Closer to the Korn Ferry stage.
Where's that in Florida?
It's Orlando somewhere. I'm not exactly sure what course.
Nice.
But that's only a couple hours for me. So it's just something to get the juices flowing again there, get you back in the tournament competitive mode before Korn Ferry Tour starts going. So
you said you're in Birmingham now. Will you kind of camp out at West Palm for the next couple of months, just with it being
I'm in West Palm. My fiance is in Birmingham. She goes to Samford University, so I just scooted over here for a few days, and then I'll head back to Sea Island on Saturday for the qualifier.
Nice.
What's your tracks in Birmingham? What's your go-to spots in Beacon?
Shoal Creek.
Yeah. Nice. So you played Shoal Creek?
Yeah, we talked about this earlier. They're making fun of me because I want to play really bad and nobody will invite me. Hey, listeners,
stand out by the gate long enough.
We want to invite you. We're not members.
Yeah, it's not like we want to just get access. I walked it when I was like 16. That was the one time I played it.
Hey, members of Shoal Creek, holler at me. I'd love to come.
When I come up here, Auburn's only 2 hours, so we're able to, as alumni, be able to use the facilities and play down there whenever we want. So we're fortunate enough to have that. So I went down there yesterday for a few hours and practiced, played with some of the guys. Lucky enough, Eric Eshelman is the director of golf over at Country Club of Birmingham. He's a phenomenal guy, and I'm fortunate enough for him to allow me to practice out there today and tomorrow.
It's awesome.
That place is in such good condition right now too. That's probably one of my favorite courses in Alabama for sure. So, yeah, I'm home based out of West Palm.
Nice. So we're gonna grind it out. Try a couple Monday qualifiers. That's actually RSM's next week. So that's
qualifiers in like 4 or 5 days.
That's awesome. That's a really cool tournament. I've been there before. I've never played the course, but it's awesome. That's a really cool event.
The course you haven't played.
The course I haven't played. I went to the gift shop and bought a visor. That's definitely a poser move, but
online pro shop.
No, I did go in. I did go in, I swear.
This guy is awesome.
I swear I did. So the season kicks back up around mid-January. The first shuffle, we talked about it last episode. You got 2 in the Bahamas, 1 in Panama, and then 1 in freaking like Colombia.
Yeah.
So what's your schedule there? Like, what are you going to try to do? You got 12 starts, so you don't necessarily have to play all of them. But
I've been trying to talk to my coach about it, just trying to figure out, in his past experience, what would be the best way to go about it. So I know, as you said, it goes Bahamas, Panama, Colombia, and Florida. So that's the first. You get 5 in a row to start the season, and then I think there's like a 3-week break, and then I think the most you have in a row is like maybe 2 or 3.
Right.
So we're definitely going to the 2 in Bahamas. Definitely doing the 1 in Florida.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're gonna do both Panama and Colombia. We might, depending, because I know between Bahamas and Panama, there's like almost a full week, so it's not like 3 days later and you're playing again.
Right.
So there's a little travel time, so you can almost go home for like 2-3 days there and then go 3 in a row from there. So we might end up doing that because it's tough because, you got 12, but that's also 12 great opportunities you can use to move up.
Exactly.
So, because in golf, 1 week is the difference maker. So you don't want to get to the end of the season and say, well, I barely missed it, and I really wish I would have played that one event. I really wish I would have done that instead.
Exactly.
So it's trying to make all those decisions beforehand, so that when you finish, you got no regrets. So.
And we're putting you on the spot here because we'd ask Blaine the same thing because he did that before. Where did he say Chile? He went to play or somewhere like that.
Yeah, Chile and then
somewhere in Argentina, maybe.
Yeah, so he ended up I don't know if they were married or his fiance at the time. She actually caddied for him.
Just got married, yeah.
The travel with caddies and all that kind of stuff, because we were asking, do you grab a local caddy at a place like that just because you're not familiar with it? Or so I'm kind of putting you on the spot, but have you even thought about that?
Yeah, the caddy situation is a big one because one of my best buds, he's the one that's been caddying for me the last couple of years, so whenever he can. He still plays D1 golf up at Iona College in New York.
Right.
So it's been tough for him to get to what he can. So obviously with the season starting in January, then he's not gonna be able to do those. He might be able to come to one or two of them here and there. But
I just want to throw this out there. I do have a passport, and I have a top 15 Form Tour finish as a caddy. So I'm just going to throw that out there.
Yeah,
at AU Club. So
I've got 18 holes with Daniel Chopra, and I also have a passport. So
I've been
on Chopra's bag.
I'm the epitome of the dad bod, and I refuse to walk, so I'm out.
But in for blackjack for sure. Ben's
I'm in for blackjack. I will travel and play blackjack. Yeah.
That's awesome.
So the caddy's been a big thing on our minds lately. So funny story is, so he was caddying for me this week, but he had to fly. His flight was back on Sunday night after the final round because he had to do some like online final presentation in class on Monday.
Oh.
So we're sitting there on, was it Saturday morning, and we get the text saying, well, we knew the weather was gonna be bad, but we're like, okay, well, everyone's got flights. They're gonna try and get this done by Sunday. So if we don't play Saturday, we'll just play 36 Sunday. We get the text saying, all right, it's 18 Sunday, 18 Monday. So then we spend the whole day rushing. We're like, okay, well, he's got to go back. I got to find another caddy. I'm texting all my friends. I think I put something on my Instagram story for like 20 minutes saying, is anyone interested in caddying for me in the final round? Because
wow.
I need to.
This is amazing. You're qualifying and you're looking for a caddy the night up or the day of.
You're T3 going into the last day.
You're T3 headed into the last day.
So
Kyle is kicking himself. It's like, how was I not on Instagram in that 20 minutes?
Yeah, this was after the second round, so I was like 22nd. So one of my other closest buddies goes to FSU, so he was about to come up for the week anyways, but he ended up not coming. So he's like, okay, well, I'll just come up anyways. Like, I'll come up tomorrow. I'll caddy for you and everything. We'll get it done. So he's on his way. So we finished the third round, and we shoot 63, and we're in like second or third. And my buddy Justin goes, well, screw that. Like, I'm not leaving now. Like, I can't. Like, I don't care if I fail. I'm not
screw
leaving.
School.
Yeah.
I don't care if I fail. That's awesome.
They're not gonna fail me. I'm caddying for a guy that's gonna win the tournament.
Well, it was funny. So we finished the round, and I said, well, my buddy's on the way. I'm not telling him you're staying. That's your issue.
Yeah.
He calls him, and he's like, hey, I know you're like 3 hours into this drive, but just want to let you know, like, I'm staying. I'm caddying tomorrow. And my buddy he's super supportive. So he's like, oh, hell no, I don't care, man. Like, I'm going to come. Like, I'm supporting you guys no matter what. So I'm real thankful for all my close friends like that. So we're sitting at dinner, like rebooking his flight for the next day before he even tells the teacher. So he ends up calling the teacher like late that night. And it's like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night. And he's like, yeah, by the way, like, I'm not going to be there tomorrow. And pretty much the teacher's like, well, I'm probably going to fail you now. We're like,
oh no.
Because it's tough because he can't say he's like, hey, I'm at a golf tournament. So I think we ended up saying that he's at a job interview, which it's true. It's a job.
That is a true statement.
Yep.
The job interview, my job interview got pushed back to Monday, so I can't be back for class on Monday. So I think he's gonna end up passing, but it was just a teacher was like,
good God, I hope the semester's over. Holy crap.
Yeah.
This can't
I don't know how many New York Iona college
it's
professors we have.
So it's trimester, so it was like his final day in class. So he's done with it now.
All right, screw it. Yeah,
we'll get like a security, but he'll be fine. Like, he'll pass, I think. So we talked today.
That's
okay.
Awesome.
Well, you need to find out, because if not, we're going to put that professor on full blast on social media.
Yeah.
We're going to
full power of our 600 Instagram followers will feel the wrath.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're gonna drop the hammer on him. No.
Yeah. So he's out here like doing this, and he's like, "You expect me to like skip this? Like what?"
Yeah, that's awesome. That's so awesome. I'm glad that whole thing worked out because y'all had the juices.
But now he can't caddy for me in the season because he can't miss like the entire semester of that. Like he already missed like a week because of it. Can't miss the whole semester because of it. So maybe like once or twice. So trying to figure out the whole caddy scenario, like you said, you can get one of your buddies or you can just get local caddies especially those international ones, it's tough to bring caddies here and there.
Yeah, it's expensive.
But from my perspective, I was talking to my caddy, Justin Burkhammer is his name, and because I really respect his opinion, especially from a caddy perspective. He's got a lot of experience with me. He knows what I prefer as a player, and all the small stuff that he does, I don't even recognize. So we're like trying to find someone in our friend group that would be good for that, because we thought being fresh out on tour, like new up and coming kid, it's already going to be weird. It'd be a lot better to have one of our close friends doing it, make you feel way more comfortable than it is getting some random guy each and every event. It's just going to be way different. So I think we're going to end up trying to figure out some sort of friend of ours that would be willing to do that for a little bit. So
awesome. Well, it's going to be a little bit of a wait to see till we get to the tour kicks off.
Yes.
But we're super fired up for you.
Excited about going to Bahamas, and
we're excited about coming to play blackjack with you at the Sandals in Emerald Bay. I can't wait.
It'll be a business expense though.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no doubt.
Oh,
Let's
we're right
throw that out there. We're still getting Swannies. We're still making our pitch for them to put us down there to follow you guys. I mean, we got 2 Swannies.
We're gonna take a pop-up tent.
Yeah, we need to make sure this happens.
I know Swannies koozies.
Yes,
yeah, exactly. It's just
some rainproof gear.
Yeah.
We're gonna be the Swannies guerrilla marketing team. That's gonna be that's our goal. That's our goal.
Brand ambassadors.
Some camo rain jackets.
Yeah. With swans all over them.
That's gonna be something that some marketing person for Swannies is gonna get fired, because they're gonna go into like the CEO and they're just like, yeah, we sent these 3 guys to the Bahamas to follow a couple of athletes, and all they did was play blackjack and drink the entire time. But other than that, we think it was a good plan.
Yeah.
It was the idea was good. The idea was good.
The guys you're sitting at the table with, if they win like $600, just get them to buy like 8 shirts.
Yes.
There you go. There you go.
Any money on the blackjack table will just be reinvested into Swannies.
Exactly.
That's the theory. That's the theory. That's how, guys. That is $1 million idea right there.
And we're all in, because even at the blackjack, I'm wearing a hoodie with the Swannies logo on everything. Even though we're in the Bahamas, doesn't matter.
Okay. Yes. There you go. There you go.
Gotta represent the brand.
That's
absolutely. Absolutely. For the brand. Dude, thank you so much for this.
Thanks, Andrew.
You're all over the road, taking a little pit stop, see your fiance, and you take time to talk to us, man. That's just awesome.
Yeah, man, absolutely. You guys really appreciate you guys having me on.
Hey, enjoy playing Shoal without Kyle tomorrow. That'd be great. You guys have a big time.
Hey, you need a caddy for Shoal. Maybe you can let him caddy out there.
Yeah. You know, we got anytime you're in town, and you got to play with. Just let me know.
I'll get you out workshop or something.
There we go.
He needs to borrow a driver. He busted
can you get us on the dog?
Yeah, you got to check out Instagram. Check out Instagram and check what happened to my driver.
The head broke or something, right?
Yeah, I'm so strong. It just popped
did
out.
Pipe it though.
It did. It still went a long way. It was
he made birdie.
He birdied the hole. That's what counts.
It's pretty wild. But anyway, this is episode 87, Friendship Friday.
Yes.
Andrew Kozan, Korn Ferry Tour future star, ready to take over, and we're excited to have him on, and hopefully we can convince him to come back on again sometime.
Yeah.
I'm always ready for this. This is awesome.
Absolutely, dude.
Yeah, I'm gonna be searching blackjack tables tonight, just looking for a Kozan. Just
we're gonna
looking for that name there at the table.
Out there like that, no.
All the online blackjack rooms. We're gonna be. Where's Kozan?
Yeah. Who's he? 57.
We're in there. He's deep in there. Yeah.
He's deep in there.
All right, dude.
Is this AUND or is Andrew? Yeah, who is?
Oh,
this?
got it.
Yeah, we
found him. Absolutely. Thanks again. And guys, it's Friday, so
yes,
have a good weekend. Hit them straight. And I know I'm not supposed to say that, but hit them straight anyway over the weekend. We'll catch you back on Monday. Another episode, another week of the Dadbod Golf Pod.
Always stroking.